It's bad to the point where MBS, you think about what MBS is trying to do, right? Saudi Arabia. They're getting tourism. They're getting guys like Ronaldo. They're getting fights out over there. They're getting the live golf. Did you hear what he had to say on 60 Minutes? Did you see what he said on 60 Minutes? Vinny, have you seen this?
I saw a section of it.
Watch this here. Go ahead, Rob.
Yes.
Not a rival to Saudi Arabia. Its army is not among the top 5 armies in the Muslim world. The Saudi economy is larger than the Iranian economy. Iran is far from being equal to Saudi Arabia.
But I've seen that you called the Ayatollah, Khamenei, the new Hitler of the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he wants to expand. He wants to create his own project in the Middle East, very much like Hitler, who wanted to expand at the time. Many countries around the world and in Europe did not realize how dangerous Hitler was until what happened. I don't want to see the same events happening in the Middle East.
Does Saudi Arabia need nuclear weapons to counter Iran?
Saudi Arabia does not want to acquire any nuclear bomb. But without a doubt, if Iran developed a nuclear bomb, we will follow suit as soon as possible.
Okay, so here's a question.
That is MBS from Saudi.
Here's a question.
Sounds pretty reasonable.
But here's a question I want you to think about, okay? What do you think his motive is? What do you think MBS's vision is?
To make Saudi Arabia one of the biggest, most powerful tourism.
Is that the impression you're getting?
Yeah, he loves his country and he wants.
Have you been to Saudi Arabia?
I have.
Have you been?
Yes.
Did you feel safe?
Kinda, sorta.
Where was it? When was it?
I was in a couple of places. I was in.
What year? What's the last time you were there?
I came here 7 years ago, 6 years ago.
So 6 years ago, you were in Saudi Arabia. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to Iran?
No.
Why not?
It never crossed my mind.
If you got a comedy skit right now to go to Iran to do a show, would you go?
Right now?
2 years ago.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Why not?
How about definitely not?
Just say I'm an American. I'm a veteran.
But do you feel safer going to Saudi versus going to Iran?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So when you think about Iran, what do you think Khamenei's vision is for Iran? What do you think their number one is? So MBS is what? To be like, nice place to go, events, sport, all this kind of stuff. What do you think Iran's vision is? What do you think Khamenei's vision is?
I honestly I don't know. Have a great country, economy.
You think it's economy?
Well, I mean, what else would a leader?
Do you really believe that?
Well, what do you want?
Because let me ask you this question. Say, for instance, if somebody wants a good economy, say you're saying you want them to have a good economy.
Yeah.
All right. If that's your number one, what would you do for your country to have a great economy? What would you need to do to have a great economy? Tom, if let's just say Khamenei or the leaders of Iran want to have a great economy for their country, what are some 5 things I can do to make my country better for my people?
Oh my gosh, you would open up trade discussions. You'd try to get some trade treaties put on. You would try to get invited as a guest to things like G7 and get diplomats together. You would try to play nice with the world stage to get people to recognize you. And to step it back, look what Saudi's doing with sports, with F1, with soccer, with live golf. They're trying to bring people in there. They're trying to engage the rest of the West and be an active, good participant in all that and get trade with, they've got a lot of petro, of course, and get trade and things set up with the rest. Iran doesn't look like it's doing any of that.
So Tom, your impression of Iran is that's not what they're trying to do.
That's not what they're trying to do.
What do you think Iran's number one is? The current leaders of Iran, what do you think their number one is?
I believe they're on a Islam-driven mission to destroy what they feel is their enemies.
Do you believe that, Vinny, or no?
Yeah.
You do believe that?
Yeah.
What do you think and when it comes down to having relations with other countries to open up the economy and allow other companies to go there, what do you think that ranks for Iran?
Right now?
Period. Ever. They've never, in the last 46 years. How important do you think that is to them?
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow their...
Like number 68?
But
you
you don't have to follow it to see motives, right? You don't have to follow it to see motives, because when we're commenting on things like this, if last night I had a meeting with all my insurance executives, top players. Meeting started at noon and it finished at midnight. Midnight, 12:30?
Yeah, we finished at midnight,
like that, okay? Mm-hmm. We're at the lounge till 12 o'clock last night. It was a room of a bunch of people that some get along, some don't get along. Some wanted to be there, some really didn't want to be there. Mm-hmm. It was a tough meeting that we had.
Sure was.
But you know what was the equal, what brings everybody together? It's one question. What is it? What's in it for me?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen for me? Pride? Some of the people are like, pride, hey, I built this company, I want to take it to the next level. For some people, it's what's in it for me. And what does what's in it for me do? It gets everybody to know, okay, you're going to make money, you're going to make money, you're going to make money? Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. Let's roll. I trust, right? With MBS, if you know his main motive is what? I want to open up the economy. I want tourists to come here. I want people to feel safe. I want all that stuff to be taking place. Rob, can you pull up the map of the Middle East? I want people to feel safe. He has to be thinking about what do I need to do to make this entire region safer. So a guy like you that's coming in is not even worried about it, right? Look at that. Saudi, Qatar, and who's right next to him? Iran. You see where Iran is right across from the water? Boom. So they don't want that. Iran doesn't want an open economy. Saudi doesn't get up and MBS doesn't get up and say death upon America. Screw the infidels. They should die. We should kill them. That's not how they negotiate. So again, I'm not sitting here saying let's go to war. What I'm saying to you is the Middle East would probably be a better place if a different regime was running Iran. And if that was the case, we would be more at peace. It doesn't mean Israel's not going to change being, ambitious. It doesn't mean Israel's going to change being less ambitious and wanting to get their Mossad to lower all this. AIPAC's going to slow down. No, they're going to keep doing their agenda. None of that's going to slow down. But the common denominator here is everybody on the right was happy when Qasem Soleimani, oh my God, that's my leader. That's my president. He's shown strength. But now, no. Why? Because there's Israel derangement syndrome. And guess what? You either have TDS or you have IDS. We have one of the two.
Here's my question. So how does this play out to help Iranian people? So they're gonna go in there. They're gonna bomb. They're telling everybody to get out of Tehran, where my mom and dad are from, where your whole family's, where you're from. What I want to know, so kill all. They're already taking out the leadership, which is a great thing. Then you're gonna take out Khamenei. I'm just curious. What is the plan?
What's the end goal? Your question is, what's the end goal?
I love plans. By the way, and I'm not sitting here advocating for Iran or their leadership at all. I'm just curious. Israel is doing it. We're gonna get put into it. What is the end game? Now you take out Khamenei, you take out all the nuclear stuff. Okay, then what? Israel's gonna put somebody in, or are they gonna have elections? I don't know what that looks like. That's what I'm curious for. And again, not pro Iran or what's happening over there. I am just anti-United States as a veteran going to war. That's it. I'm simple.
Let me respond to Vinny. I totally understand where you're coming from. More than you actually think. Because I think as an American, we look at what we've done over the last couple decades, getting involved in foreign wars, and there's a lot of Americans who are just like, I'm so over this. Afghanistan, Iraq, what we're going on out there. But just because you're over that, it's almost like we're playing scared now. Now we have $1 trillion military budget. Why are we spending so much money? To let our machinery and defense capabilities rust like we're the old Soviet Russian military? In my opinion, a lot of you guys are playing scared and don't recognize what's actually happening in front of your eyes. Not hypothetical, not playing scared. The Iranian regime is teetering and at any point might be eliminated. By the way, the Ayatollah Khamenei is 86 years old, going on to meet his martyr pretty soon. And Israel, this little country that could, has eliminated every terror threat around them. And they're probably looking at Iran and being like, we've taken out their air missile defense capabilities. We've just taken down their nuclear facilities, despite people thinking they don't have nuclear capabilities. And in Israel, to the point where Iran is now calling Qatar, Saudi, countries around the Middle East, basically saying, please help me. We need your help against Israel. This is the same regime that's talking tough, chanting kill, death to Israel, death to America, death to England, death to the infidels. So, in my opinion, I totally understand why you're frustrated. But if I could go and recreate everything we've done over the last 20 years, I wouldn't be in Afghanistan. I wouldn't be in Iraq. I wouldn't be in Libya. I wouldn't be in Syria. I wouldn't do any of this. I would stay laser focused on the massive problem in the Middle East, and that is the Islamic Republic of Iran, period.
If Netanyahu had a blank check to do whatever he wanted to do in the Middle East with nobody stopping him, what do you think he would do?
So, good question. I firmly believe that every leader that we're talking about is their country first. So I believe that Trump is America first.
I know, I understand, but that wasn't my question.
I'll answer your question.
My question really is not that. My question is, it's not just his people first. If he had the opportunity to do anything unstopped and unchecked with no balances, what do you think he would want to further the Israeli border? Would you think he would want to dominate other countries? What do you think if we just let him do whatever the hell he wanted to do? What do you think he would do?
Okay, and I'll put this back to you because I want to know what you think he would do. I believe that Bibi is Israel first. I believe that Xi is China first. I believe that Putin is Russia first. I believe in a weird way that the Ayatollah is kind of Iran first, but more Islamic revolution first. So the argument that Israel wants to expand its borders and govern 1 billion Muslim Arabs as if that's what they want to do is to me so far-fetched and nonsensical that it actually doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So let's go there for a second. I'm not sure what you're speculating. I'll let you answer this.
It was just a sincere question.
Okay, are we saying, because I've heard this argument, that the Israeli aggression and the Israeli expansionism is trying to take over the Middle East? To me, that's so stupid. Are you trying to tell me that Israel, the size of New Jersey, is trying to... Can we pull that map up one more time? Please.
Well,
are we trying to say that Israel, which is trying to defend itself, is trying to govern all of that?
Vinny,
to me, they can barely govern the people of Gaza and Palestine, much less Turkey, Iraq, Syria, Iran, Saudi, Qatar.
You basic question.
Yeah, but do you remember?
I'm trying to see where you're going.
I think they just want to have their own borders and stay in peace and chill.
But to assume that a small country can do damage, did we forget what Japan did to China? And went in there and
take over China.
Well, bro, they were throwing up babies and landing them on the bayonets of their rifles. I mean, to think that just because a country.
Tell me your point.
I just don't. I every time, and again, I am not. Just so you know, I am not an anti-Israel person. I am not any of that because I have a lot of friends, and I see both sides. I listen to Vinny. Vinny has his side. You have your side. But when I listen to Netanyahu, it just seems like he's always wanting to instigate some shit. It just seems that way to me. I could be wrong, but it seems that way to me. It's always like, for example, when they ask him, "Oh, you have credible threats that Trump, they wanted to kill Trump." Well, yeah, we have this proxy. Like, bro, you're making a big that's not something small.
For those of you guys that love business and you're super competitive, and I'm talking like a psycho competitor, you're somebody that wants to win at the highest level. And you know how challenging business is, that if you don't get your act right, somebody else is going to take your business away from you. This is when we're hosting our annual conference that's coming up here in September called the Vault Conference. We're expecting 12,000 people there. But one of the most exciting pieces of merch that guys wear who run, you have to be bold to do this. Not for everybody. If you're a nice person, if you're sweet, if you're somebody that's always worried about what other people think, you walk on eggshells, this merch isn't for you. But if you're somebody that's tough, strong, you understand how hard business is, you understand that the real game of capitalism is super competitive, our official line of Business is War is back with some items here. Hat, straight up Business is War. You can get this one or the black one with white silver that says Business is War. On the bottom it says Future Looks Bright. Rob, if you want to play the clip of this new merch that just got launched, go ahead, Rob. What's going on right now? This couldn't be more accurate than what it is today.
Hell yeah.
Right? Because it literally is today. The market is changing, and those who realize there's war for market share, there's war for a lot of different things. So here's what we're doing. Anybody that places an order right now, go back, Rob, to that last picture that you had. Anybody that does gets that Business is War sticker, which is going to be sick. Put it on your iPad, put it on your, different places you can put that on. And anybody that places over $100 merch, you get Business is War mug that goes with it. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order. Rob, can you go to the homepage of VT? Right there. You see that? Click on it. Get the shirt, get the hat, get the collection. Shop now. If it isn't for you, somebody that runs a business, you love, a family member, husband, sister, friend, get it for them. Send it to them. They will love it. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.